I felt a bottle like way down here with the trowel. There are some pieces in the way here. That's one of the coolest things I've ever found. Welcome to the channel. Today I'm on Walnut Street in Yankton, South Dakota. This house behind me was built in 1878 for US Senator Robert Gamble. He occupied the house until around the turn of the century when it was sold to the DeCamp family. I've got permission to excavate the grounds in search of artifacts, so we'll take a walk around and see what's going on. This house is truly amazing. As you can see, it still retains most of its original features. It's built out of the soft brick that a lot of the early homes here in Yankton are built of. The porch is all original, and it has the stained glass windows on the entry. Here's the north side of the house. It appears there's been at least one addition, but it appears it was built early on. Most of the back lot is cemented over. It looks like the original carriage shed is still here. There does seem to be some potential on the south property line though. We'll get it gridded out. So right here on the south side of the property, between the back of the house and the carriage shed, you'll see I kicked some marks in the ground. I pushed a probe rod through, hit a loss of compaction, what I believe is glass and possibly some bricks. We'll get this thing opened up. We're down about 4 feet. We've been hitting all kinds of bricks. This is a brick house, and I have found brick-lined pits. Look at that. That is something else. Might be uranium glass. It's got a ton of bubbles in it. Look at that. That is really something. This looks like some kind of jar. There's a maybe some pieces below it here. This is an old one. Look at that, it's got a glass lid. I see iridescence. That's a good indicator it's been in the ground a while. Look at that. This is very old. This is a very old jar. I don't see any embossing on it. Here's the lid. This is unusual. It's very rare I find one without any writing on it. I don't see anything on the lid either. Look at that. That is really cool. Looks like a ground lip. This thing could be 1870s or 80s. All kinds of rocks. There's definitely glass and pottery coming up. Could be some ashes there. What do we have? I don't want to break anything. Citrate of magnesia. That's a tooled top. Got a really nice pattern around it there. This could be 1880s or 90s. Looks like a really nice green colored piece here, and maybe a prescription underneath it. This stuff is so intertwined. There's so many rocks and bricks down in this thing. It's been difficult to navigate. Been getting some ironstone china with the early black stamping on it. This is from Johnson Brothers, late Pankhurst and Company, England. That's a very old piece. Could have been a water pitcher, some kind of ironstone china. No way. That's a midget mason lid. So basically a very small sized fruit jar. And the Hero Fruit Jar Company, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That's called the Hero Cross on it. It's the mark of the Hero Glassworks. I'm hoping we'll find this jar. That would be really something. Yeah, it just drops right in. Look at that. Ralph M. Ward Druggist, Yankton, Dakota Territory. Millville round, right in the top layers. That is awesome. It looks mint. So it's a Millville round. It's made by the Millville Glassworks, I believe, of Millville, New Jersey. It's got an 1878 patent on the bottom. Nice. Just piles of broken windows in here. Let's see. This other stuff is all wedged in, so gotta be careful here. Looks like some kind of ironstone plate. Royal Semi-Porcelain, John Maddock, England. Again, a very early stamp. As far as the Dakotas go, this is just about as early as it gets. A broken Blake style prescription. That's likely 1870s or 80s. Let's see. Whoa. Kuhn Drug Company. Corners of West and Douglas, Omaha, Nebraska. That's an early one. That's a Philadelphia oval style prescription. It's got to be 1870s or 80s. Any date on the bottom? I don't see anything. That's really nice though. It's got that ribbon and the mortar and pestle. Now this pickle bottle. This is a big one. Look at that color. You know, that's an applied top. I don't see any company names on it. It's got some beautiful iridescence. Look at that mark on the bottom. Could be a glass house or maybe just from the mold. You can see the glass dripping down from the top. Means the top was applied separately with separate glass. They phased that technique out in the 1880s. Look at all this stuff down here. This is amazing. All kinds of dish fragments. Looks like some intact bottles. We're getting into some, looks like wood ash. There's a nice ironstone china water pitcher. It's actually got a design on it back there. That's really something, somewhat unusual. See some markings on this one. At Johnson Bros, Late Pankhurst and Company, England. See, they're mentioning that it was the Late Company there, and I find Johnson Brothers all the time. This is no doubt one of their earlier pieces. It's an ironstone china bowl. I've got a little, looks like an apothecary vial, or like a homeopathic vial. These held tiny pills. Oh, it looks like we've got some seeds. We are in an old outhouse pit. Gotta be careful, there's so much stuff down here. Look at that, that is nice. Looks like it's like a hand-painted tumbler. No doubt prominent citizens living here. Although that could have been gathered by the size of the house. And another little homeopathic pill vial. Oh, look at that. Wyeth & Bro, Philadelphia. So that's a strap-sided prescription type bottle, likely held like a patent medicine. Wyeth was a major company during their time. Excelsior Drugstore, Yankton, made by the Whittle Tatum Company. So I've dug a good few of these over the years, and I've mentioned many times these are Territory era, and this again confirms it. There's another tumbler. It's got that, looks like a frosted glass around it. They must have broken it back in the day and discarded it. And another. So these little homeopathic vials, you see, they've got like a kind of wider, thin lip on them. Those are generally pre-1890. This one's definitely 70s or 80s. This looks like a shoe polish. I'm not sure if I've dug one like this before. Tarrant & Company, Druggists, New York. Huh, maybe just some kind of a like pharmaceutical type piece. Looks like a tooled top. And another little homeopathic vial. Yeah, no maker's marks. I think these are machine blown or made into a turn mold. What do we have here? Looks like a prescription. Might be wedged in. Blake style. You know, I think only Eugene Weber had embossed Blake prescription bottles. These narrow ones, though, I don't think I've ever found embossing on them in this town. A patent medicine top. There's a little prescription type piece, like a Blake, no embossing on it, like a wide mouth Blake. Okay, so the top I found is to a hood sarsaparilla. This one was an applied top. So an applied top hood sarsaparilla, very popular patent medicine during its time. What is this? Might be some Albany slip glaze jug. Got all kinds of stuff in here. Just gotta be careful not to damage anything. Ah, that should have been embossed. BB Company on bottom. So a Blake style prescription bottle. What is this? Looks like a wine, possibly. That's an oldie. That's an applied top. No embossing on it, but it's got some nice iridescence. That's very early. I find these in some of the oldest pits in Yankton. Kind of a tumbler, could have been lead blown. Looks like it's Got some etching on it there. Oh, this flipped out. Looks like a dollhouse tea set, like a plate or saucer to a dollhouse tea set. They've had children living at the residence. And another prescription bottle. Let's see. Excelsior Drugstore Yankton. This one has the eagle on it. Eagle on a mortar and pestle. That was one of the first drugstores in Yankton. Purdy and Brecht. I think it was Mills and Purdy, and then Brecht joined the partnership at some point. Well, some kind of a, almost looks like a wine bottle. Might be a turn mold. That's unusual. It's got a tooled top on it. Some great iridescence. Might have another one here behind it. Careful not to damage anything. Another one. Tooled top. Indented bottom. And I guess would be some kind of cooking wine. Colorless glass. And a little homeopathic vial. Looks like machine blown. This is an unusual piece. Looked like a wine at first, but that is definitely something else. Oh, we've got a writing on the bottom, Mount Clemens Mineral Springs. Mount Clemens Mineral Spring Company. So it's a mineral water, and a very early one. That's got to be an applied top. Look at the iridescence on that thing. That is absolutely beautiful. Barely get a trowel in the ground. There's so much stuff in here. Plenty of granite rocks. And plenty of broken windows. And some kind of paneled piece. It's like a light aqua. And Sarles. Athelophoros? Never heard of one of these before. So there's a one panel RW Sarles. That's unusual. It's a tooled top piece. Plenty of roots down here too. And a blank style prescription. It's got an H on the bottom. I think I've dug these before. This has some groundwater in it. Look at all this stuff. Dr. Price's special flavoring extracts. I found some of these on Fort Pembina. These are definitely found in early pits in the Midwest. May have a wine bottle here. And just gotta be careful not to damage anything because there is so much stuff in here. It's just packed in. That is an old plate. What do we have for a stamp? Huh, some kind of a, like an Asian type pattern possibly. There's the front stamp. It's got some black stamping on the bottom. Maybe we'll find the rest of the pieces. And a very old drinking glass, like a tumbler. Looks like a bar glass actually. Something someone would drink some liquor out of. Another wine type bottle, yeah, the indented bottom. Finding seeds on the south side, or north side of this pit also. So, might be a big one. That's a turn mold piece. Oh, looks like a bottle behind all this ironstone china. Kind of a nice pattern. Got some stamping on it. Opaque porcelain. It's got like a monogram on it there and some painted flowers and leaves. And a lamp globe. So this is like one of those, they call them like Gone with the Wind lamps that were became popular from the movie Gone with the Wind. Some call them, I think, hurricane lamps because this globe would protect the flame from wind and breeze. But yeah, it looks like it's hand painted. Another semi-porcelain, that's ironstone china bowl. See if I can get this bottle out of here. There's just so much stuff packed in. It's another Dr. Price's. This one looks like it didn't survive the fall. What is this? That is unusual. Might be a bone, possibly. Look at that. That's a strange little piece. At first I thought it was something for sewing, but can't say for sure. We've got another little looks like a French square style prescription with no embossing. Yeah, this pit just drops right in. More of that lamp globe. Ralph M. Ward, druggist, Yankton, Dakota Territory. 1878 patent. That's a beautiful bottle. These Millville rounds are really something. There's more stuff down here. Try to take away this overburden a bit here. Ah, look at that. Drops a ways. Another ironstone china bowl. What do we have here? Another lake style prescription. No markings on the bottom. Look at that thin lip. That is early. Could be 1870s. Look at that. E. Weber. Pharmacist and apothecary, Yankton, Dakota Territory. That's got a really nice pattern on it. Look at that monogram. That is really something. Bottom to 1867 patent mason jar, patented November 26, 1867. So that dates it after Mason's patent ran out in 1878, I believe. All these bricks. You know, this pit just drops in. There's like a void down there. I wonder if it's a brick liner. Or that lamp globe. Some broken windows. May have a beer bottle, some kind of ale. Oh yeah, that's got to be a European made, kind of European made ale. English possibly. Never any markings on these things. That's a 3-piece mold. That's a really old looking bottle. They call that black glass, but they're usually these ones are a deep amber, a deep olive. I dropped a 4-foot rod down into this. It's either really soft ground or this pit keeps going. Looks like some kind of maybe apothecary. Look at that. It's got a dot on the bottom there. It usually indicates an earlier manufacturing. You know, that's a very early tooled top piece. Crudely made. It's just like butter. Down here it's easy digging. Little like 1/2 ounce or 1 ounce Philadelphia oval style prescription. That's an old one. No embossing on it, but I usually don't find these Philly ovals this small. I threw all kinds of fill into this thing. There's something way down there. Maybe another ale. It's like a green color. Oh wow, okay, that's a ginger ale. It's like a applied top. These I've concluded are likely from Cantrell & Co. Train of Dublin and Belfast. It's a turn mold piece, looks very European made. They were the biggest soda manufacturers of their time. broken mason's pad and jar. Could be the rest of that bottom we found. This one's got that Hero cross, mark of the Hero Glassworks, Hero Fruit Jar Company. I was clearing this around and we still haven't found the sides. Started finding these green fragments. This, I believe, is green cut glass, like an emerald color. Yeah, that is absolutely beautiful. There's just all kinds of stuff down in here. Another blank style prescription bottle. There's this green color here. I think it's a wine. And another unembossed Blake style. And this, yeah, just fallen out a while ago. Look at that kind of a thin lip on these. I mentioned that earlier. It's a earlier manufacturing process. They're usually like a squared off lip. That's very early. Look at this, there's just all kinds of stuff in here. It's all just kind of intertwined, so I gotta carefully pick away at this. There's another one, let's see here. Oh, that is really nice. Look at that. Got that dot on the bottom. That's an applied top. It's like a preserve, maybe a capers or a pickle bottle. Looks like some kind of wine. I think we got another one of these, yeah, colorless pieces with a tooled top. Yeah, no embossing. Cool looking bottle. That looks like either a bluing or a Askjem Jamaica ginger bottle. No embossing on it. Tooled top. Would have had a paper label. And we got a mason jar lid. Let's see here. Not sure if I've seen one of these. Oh yeah, okay, the Hero Glassworks. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. No Hero cross on it though, may post date those examples. And a mucilage. Basically a glue bottle. Looks like it has a sheared top on it. I never find these with embossing. Just a colorless example. This one looks like it's broken. Yeah, it's another maybe a cooking wine of some sort. Look at that. Maybe a child's teacup? Yeah, it must be like a, yeah, to a child's tea set. That thing is mint. Maybe a semi-porcelain. This one's like wedged between two rocks. Oh yeah, Tarrant and Company, Druggist, New York. That's a cool one. It's amazing the piece survived between those rocks all those years. Got a cool embossing pattern on it. I've been digging around this jug for a bit. Looks like here's another maybe prescription bottle. Blank Philadelphia oval with a tooled top. So this is what they call Albany slip glaze. It's this amber color, obviously broken, but these jugs were utilitarian. They sometimes held liquor or wine, but they repurposed them to hold water or whatever they needed, really. Here we go. Ralph M. Ward, Druggist, Yankton, Dakota Territory. Thing looks mint. Another Millville around. This is getting to be a monumental dig. Looks like we have another prescription bottle next to it. Let's see here. Got a broken drinking glass with some kind of etched glass pattern on it. And another Ralph Ward. This is amazing. Might be a record number of these in this pit. Yankton, Dakota Territory. Some rusted cans. A broken cordial cup. Fingers crossed. No way. This is one of the coolest pieces I've ever dug. Wow. Mason's patent, November 30th, 1858. With the Hero Glassworks cross on the back. These are incredibly hard to come by. This is the first intact one I've ever dug. And it looks like we've got the matching lid. That is truly remarkable. That is a piece of history there. Just down here, looks like there's a prescription bottle. Some fragments, more of that lamp globe. Philadelphia oval style prescription. No embossing, tooled top. And a very early piece of a lamp chimney. Looks like we've got a Warner's. Nice. That's got the earlier top on it too. That's applied. Oh wow, Warner's Safe Diabetes Cure. I don't know if I've ever dug one of these. That's really something. Yeah, that's an applied top, Warner Safe Diabetes Cure. Amazing. Getting some specks of seeds down here. Still in an outhouse pit layer. A use layer, I guess, of the outhouse pit. Really hard packed ground in some spots. I think they capped it off at one point. Maybe for sanitation purposes. Look at that, an old chalice with a etched glass rim, or an etched glass piece around it there. That's really cool. I dug a test hole down into it, and there are all kinds of pieces down here. There's a solid use layer. The ground is very soft. There was this heavy cap layer that was put on for some reason. Wow, look at that. That is a big old knife edge liquor flask. Look at that, see those pointed edges right there? That's late 1870s, early 1880s. Look how crooked that top is on this thing. That is so crude. And a broken one, looks like it didn't survive the drop down the outhouse pit, but that's another knife edge flask. It just drops right into loose ground. What do we have here? Another big old flask. This one's more of a shoe fly style. That is early. Look at that. That's got to be a quart size. Looks like we have another liquor flask here. Nice. And another quart shoe fly. Flat bottom. That's another very nice early piece. Has some groundwater in it. I've got a French square. Nothing on it. Made by the McCully Glass Company. Let's see the MC from McCully there. French square style. It just drops into incredibly soft ground down here. I'll have to keep widening this out. Oh, it's half of a semi-porcelain plate. Nothing on it, just a plain white piece. Oh, I'm down in the depths here. I've been clearing down. I still haven't found the bottom, but there's a couple more pieces here. Another liquor flask, I think. Oh, it's getting dark down here. Oh wow, it's a strap-sided prescription bottle. No embossing. I don't think this is from a local drugstore. I've never found any embossed ones around here, hardly any at all. And the ground softens up again. Another blank, a blank Philadelphia oval style prescription. I felt a bottle like way down here with the trowel. There are some pieces in the way here. That's one of the coolest things I've ever found. This is a very ornate spittoon. It's got some like iron leaf pattern on it. Looks hand painted. I'll have to find the rest of this. Another blank Philadelphia oval style prescription. And another blank prescription bottle. This one's made by Macaulay. Again, you can see the MCC tool top. Oh. And a little, I think a toiletry. Yeah, toiletry type bottle. Very early. Has some amazing iridescent ground haze on it. Must be the base to that spittoon. Some glassware. Van Buskirk's fragrant Sozodont for the teeth and breath. This for the teeth and breath on the front there, and then Van Buskirk's fragrant Sozodont tooled top piece. Oh, looks like there's at least a few more pieces here. Had to get some lights going. It's getting dark, and here's a tooled top French square style prescription bottle. No embossing. And another. Still not sure if I found bottom here yet, but another tool top piece. What do we have here? This is unusual. New Haven, Connecticut. The F.G.G. Clark Company. It must be some kind of patent medicine. It's got some great iridescence on it. You can see the two panels are embossed. I'm hitting some rocks. This could be natural grade. It's really gravelly down here. There are some layers here that you can see some rust, some chopped house bones. Get this cleaned out. And I'm gonna do a solid clay layer here. I don't know what's going on. Maybe this pit was cleaned out and refilled at one point. Here's another French square style prescription bottle made by the McCully Glass Company. That's it gotta be 1870s or 80s. I found the bottom. I was clearing out the sides. Happened upon this. Nice. Another Excelsior drugstore from Yankton, Dakota territory. I've been just picking my way into this kind of trash layer and little brass piece. Couldn't tell you what it was for, nothing on it. It seemed like most of the pieces came from this kind of bricky rock layer. There's more ironstone pieces. Ironstone there, and I was working on this kind of ruby glass piece or cranberry glass piece here. What is this? That was strange. That is very unusual. Couldn't tell you what it was for, but that's wow, yeah, it's cracked terribly. Must have broken, so they discarded it. Oh, anyway, this pit's done. Here's the haul. I concluded this was an outhouse pit used by the residents in the early days. Got an amazing variety here. Jamaica ginger, some apothecary pieces, liquor flasks, parts to a dollhouse tea set, a child's tea set, patent medicines, some mason jars, an amazing amount of prescription bottles, including all those Dakota Territory ones, wine bottles, food bottles, that mineral water, English ale, and a ginger ale. Well, there you have it. We'll get this thing filled back in.